to bring you a new episode of Gravity Blues, the podcast for myself and my co-host Ren to explore our Earth and extraterrestrial concerns and interests. How you doing, Ren?
I'm doing great. It was a great weekend for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. I saw that your club.
Well,
They ended up winning it all,
hmm.
right?
Let's talk two clubs. Firstly, let's do them in
Okay.
order, okay? Uh, on Saturday in Ohio, we had Hell's Real. The Crew started that game terribly. Cincinnati put up 2 goals in 3 minutes, and so that was looking pretty bad. And then you know what? They came back and won 4-2. It's what we do, baby.
Oh,
Okay.
the comeback.
It's hype too. They've just announced they've signed a new attacking player, new like a French guy from the French league. So, good stuff on the Crew. Let's talk the other team though that you were talking about, because yesterday the Club World Cup in New York, the final, nobody expected anything from Chelsea. Okay, the
Hmm.
expectation was they were going to go in and get their ass kicked because people were like, oh, PSG, the best team in the world. They just won the Champions League. Their season this year was ridiculous. Chelsea just won the Conference League, so it's not the Conference League is like the third tier of the Champions League, right? So it's like a little bit,
Hmm.
you're the minnow fighting the giant, right? And people were like, oh, Chelsea's path to the final is so much easier. They played two Brazilian teams, they played a Portuguese team, and then Paris in the semifinal beat Real Madrid 4-0. So they're looking good and hot. And then
Hmm.
Chelsea decided, well, you know what? We have our secret weapon, and his name is Cold Palmer. He came in, scored two,
Yes.
assisted one. Game's over. It's cold,
Chilly.
baby.
He's cold. Um, and so this final is only one game, right? It's only
Yeah,
one
yeah,
game.
yeah,
So I think that's the thing. I don't know. At least like with sports like that, where it's only a one game final, it's like it doesn't matter. Say on paper the other team is better. It's only one game. You don't have like a 7 game series
yeah.
for the other team to come back and dominate like they usually do. So if you're coming in, it's the right day. You're going to see stuff like what just happened this past weekend.
And it's not even like I understand, like totally agree with you. When it's a one game thing, anybody can win, and who knows. But specifically with these two teams, they're gonna attack, 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 right? And so the expectation was, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of goals. Probably Paris is gonna score a bunch more, and here we have Chelsea's offense going off, and the goalkeeper who is terrible, like objectively the worst player on Chelsea's team, had his best game I think he's ever played for Chelsea, right? So it makes a huge
Wow.
difference. Uh,
Hmm.
and yeah, he played out of his mind. Like so Paris should have been a tighter game. They had a lot of shots that was like, how has he stopped that? Nobody knows. He's
Yeah.
never done that before, that kind of thing. But but we,
Hey, he's turning a new leaf. This was the
I hope
first
so.
game of many,
I
hopefully.
would
Yeah.
love to see that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, you have a star like Cole Palmer. He just does stuff. The best thing though, before the game, uh, there was this leaked, or not leaked, but it was a video of Cole Palmer in Times Square where he's riding a scooter, like a Razor scooter, like in his hoodie. Nobody recognizes him. I guess people are videoing him, so some people do. But he's
Yeah.
just riding a scooter around Times Square, like in the middle of the night by himself. It's like
That's
it's like
crazy.
he
I'd
plays
be,
in the final tomorrow. What is he
I
doing?
know, I'd be like, yeah, I want you to stay home, bubble wrap yourself up.
Yes, yes, and
We've seen
it's
crazier
it's really
stuff.
great because he's scootering around looking like that kind of he's doing his Cole Palmer face, and he and then the camera
He's mugging
pans
them.
up. Nobody's recognizing him. Camera pans up, and his face is on the New York Times like screen, and it's
Oh my
like
god.
there he is posing in his Chelsea outfit, and then he's just walking past or scootering past people. It's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like it's
He's like,
just
get out the
nuts.
way.
He's just
Yeah,
able to
the king of New York. He's
yeah
the king of New York now.
yeah.
Oh, so I didn't know this game was like in the States. I thought it was,
Mm.
overseas. And like when I saw them celebrate, President Trump was
Oh
on the
yeah.
stage with them. And first off, I was like, wait, why is he there? Because I thought it was overseas. I'm like, this, and still, why is he there?
No,
Like,
there's
celebrate. It was kind of funny.
yeah, there it was very weird. There's this great I think you said to me the great part where Cole Palmer's like
Yeah,
uh they were like, "What did you think about Trump?" And there's like because in the video where they lift the trophy, Trump like didn't leave the squad. He like lifted the
yeah.
trophy with him, which is really weird. And then yeah, he's like gonna he actually he stole a winner's medal. So there's the video where they're walking up and taking medals, and he puts one on. It's like, what are you doing?
Oh
But
my God,
yeah, and then there's in
he's
the
gonna
video
catch
where they
another
lift it,
felony.
you can literally see Cole Palmer look at him and go, "The fuck's he doing?" You know, like, like
It's got to be weird for those guys to like. I guess it would be totally different if this was like a stateside team that won.
yeah,
Like some team, like if it was United States or whatever, and he was there, that'd be a little bit different. But it's just this is like overseas, like England versus like PSG. It's like
yeah.
I don't know. It's just yeah, really weird situation.
No
But
Americans on
I was
either
just like.
team, which is also just
Yeah,
a
yeah. At first, I was like, is that just someone who looks like Trump, and it's like one of their owners or something?
well, Chelsea are owned by an American guy, so there is that.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, but I don't think he's Trump friendly, So there's
Right.
that. But I did love that Chelsea posted, the picture of them lifting the trophy, and they photoshopped Trump out of the photo,
Oh
which I
yeah.
was like, hell yeah! But
Nice.
you know,
Oh, that's good though. Well, congrats to your team. I guess after this win, is there really anything left in
no. So this
the
is
like season?
that's the end of the season. Technically, we're like halfway through the off season. This is just like something they've
Okay.
added. The Club World Cup. The cool thing about this. This is the first time they've done it in this format. Um, there's some like weird stuff behind the scenes with the money around it. We don't really got to go into that, but
Hmm.
but basically they're gonna do this every 4 years. And the cool thing is, between now and then, now that Chelsea have won it, they're gonna wear a badge on their jersey that say "World Champions" on them.
Oh,
For the
okay.
next four
That's cool.
years, which is that's like
That's
that's
cool.
pretty sweet.
So wait, what year is next year the World Cup or is it
Yeah,
2027?
so the World Cup is next year here in the U.S.
Okay,
So this was
so
kind of
okay,
a warm
so
up.
hmm okay, so it'll be so every year it will be like the year prior to the World Cup because the World Cup's every 4 years too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it'll
Hmm.
be, and they can't do it in the off or like they can't do it in the other half because that's when the Women's World Cup is, right?
Yeah,
So I guess the idea is they're gonna try to
jam
do like
packed.
yeah, try to fit some
That's
kind of
fun.
big World Cup tournament every 4 years. Maybe they'll do the women's in like the third or you know what I mean. So it'll be like one done 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 something every
Hmm.
year. But yeah, pretty fun to see. Chelsea win that. I mean, again, nobody thought they were gonna win this going into it. They made like $120 million for the prize pool, so pretty cool for the team. That'll buy us like
Yeah.
one player.
Hey, hopefully maybe a new goalie.
I mean,
Who knows?
they actually buy a new goalie every year, and they have for the last few
Hoping it
years.
work out.
And this guy's still the starter because they've like bought. This is like getting into the weeds a little bit, but they keep buying a new goalie every summer, and then for some reason they stick with this guy anyways, and they don't ever get let the new guy play. And I'm like, why are
Oh,
why are
that's
we
just a
doing
waste.
this? Yeah, why are we wasting money
Yeah.
on these guys? But
Oh, he was silencing the doubters this weekend though.
yeah,
This is
no,
why.
this is
This is why.
it.
You give me the 100 million. Don't give these other chumps the 100 million. But I'm
Yeah,
sure the next game will be back to normal for
let's hope
for
not in a
him.
few
Um,
weeks, or because the
yeah.
season starts in August, so it's like that's the
Oh
one.
shit!
That's the
Damn.
one thing that's kind of tough about this, right? Is like the season actually starts like the second week of August. So usually your season ends at the end of May, and you get all of June, all of July. Well, you're doing some preseason stuff
Yeah.
in there, but for the most part, you have that as break, right? Or like training, but you're not playing hard games. And they've just played a full
Yeah.
tournament, like 7 games of like really intense play. In the States, at this time, this has been criticized a lot because the temperatures were crazy. Like this game, they just played. It was like
Yeah.
95 degrees out. It's been like that the
Yeah.
whole tournament. So it's,
Yeah.
I mean, this,
Especially, yeah, especially with soccer when there's not like really any breaks. It's just
yeah,
you're going for 45 for a little extra, and then yeah,
yeah,
another 45. So
yeah.
yeah, that's even harder.
So we'll see how much effect that has on the full season because I could totally see it coming back and being like, well, yeah. So Paris and Chelsea are having down years, and half their guys get injured in the first part of the year because like they just didn't take an off season this year, and it's like that's not
Hmm.
good for the team.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it kind of like hurts you for doing so well. It's like, oh, now you only get a few. Because yeah, like that's a month away. They
yeah,
get like maybe a month to
it less, and it's you
yeah.
can't even be like, well, at least they won the big trophy, and like it's supposed to be the big trophy, but this is its first year. You know what I mean? So it's not like
Mhm.
it doesn't feel like winning the Premier League or the Champions League, right? It's like
Yeah, it hasn't been established yet
right,
as like a big thing, but eventually it will be, and it'll be like, oh, look, we
maybe.
won this, back then. But yeah, in the moment, I guess it doesn't feel as, great as it would if it was, 10 years down the road or something.
Exactly.
Uh,
Okay, let's we've talked about Cole Palmer, which is
yeah,
a superhero for my Chelsea Blues. Let's talk about
yeah.
another superhero.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it last week. But yeah, the new Superman film was out. We both got a chance to see it. I loved it. I know you loved it, right, Ren?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It was before I saw like some of the initial feedback from the release, like I was excited for it and I was, hoping it was going to be good. But then I saw, all the feedback and I was like, oh, wow, people are loving this thing. And then I was like, all right, I get it. And, it blew my initial expectations like out of the water.
same.
Yeah. And I just felt like this was like Superman's supposed to give you hope, and be very uplifting, and this like leaned into that so much. And uh yeah, I thought all the like performances were great. We had Nicholas Hoult in there as Lex Luthor.
Ballin'.
He was awesome. I'm seeing all these like memes right now. It's like I, I could never be as big of a hater as Lex Luthor is towards Superman. He's just like the envy is insane, and they talk about that
No,
at
but
the movie. But
I've never been like, DC stuff has never really like caught me in the same way other franchises have, like Star Wars or Indiana Jones, stuff like that.
mhm.
And so honestly, I've never seen a Superman movie or that I'm like, this is really like something that's up my alley. And
Yeah,
this one was like I went and saw it like on a Friday afternoon. Like got off work early and I was like, I'm just gonna go to the theater pretty much by myself and watch this movie like just chill. And yeah, it's so fun. It's just like very like playful. I mean, that's James Gunn's like thing, but everything about it, I'm like, this is the kind of like superhero movie that I like and enjoy. It's fun, it's like none of it feels stupid. That's the thing too. It's like it's on that line where you're
yeah,
like, oh yeah, we're having a great time, but they're not like pandering to me to make me feel like I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like it was
hmm
done very well.
it's just how you feel. Yeah, and I'll have to say I think I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this too, which I was really happy about because when I was in the theater, this caught like my attention right away. And I was like, he said this line. I was like, yeah, that's literally what it is. But he was, Superman was talking with Lois Lane, um, and they were talking about how she was a punk rock kid growing up, and he was like, yeah, I listen to punk rock too. And then she's like, you're not punk rock. You love everyone and all this stuff, and just all this stuff about how like he wants to show love to anyone on the planet pretty much. And he was like, maybe that's what, and like showing kindness, and he's like, maybe that's what punk rock really is. And that's actually like that's like like punk rock, like the kind of came up to stand up against hate and oppression,
Hmm.
and the opposite of hate is love. So I thought that was perfect. That was a
Yeah.
perfect kind of like symbolism weaved in. And then yeah, the mighty the crab joys. I don't know if that's
Dude,
supposed to like
the
be like the mighty mighty boss tones or something,
yeah,
but
the song, this like the I'm a punk rocker, yes I
punk
am.
rocker,
That's so
dude.
sweet.
I added that. Yeah,
It's
that's
it.
Iggy. I never heard
It's
this
Iggy
song
Pop, yeah.
before. Yeah, Iggy Pop on the Teddy Bears, or I don't know who the Teddy Bears are, but no, Iggy Pop. But yeah,
It's
that song is sick.
yeah, so
It's
so
catchy.
sick. It's very like also classic James Gunn, where if you've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas movie, Christmas special that they did, it's
Yeah,
very similar. And I'm like, these are weird songs that he's found for this that like really work and are feel cool, and it's like that is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy. And I'll say too, like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, people loved a lot, but I was never really like my like it
yeah,
didn't do it for me that to that same extent. But then since then, I feel like every single one I've seen from him, I'm like, oh, he's crushing
yeah.
this. Like every project he
Mm.
does.
Yeah, he crushed this. I'll say too. I think one thing we talked about, at least when we're talking about the F1 movie, was that, or like our one big critique was that there was a scene in there and it was just like didn't feel gritty, didn't really feel
Hmm.
like actual real, like realistic at all. Um, and there was one scene in here, and I think James Gunn does this really well because it seems like his last few movies kind of has a scene where it's like there's the villain and they do something horrible,
Hmm.
and like it's just like you don't really expect to see something like that in like a usually in a superhero movie. And there's the scene with Lex Luthor and the guy that that like helped Superman in the beginning, just a
Yeah.
random civilian, and the like Russian roulette. And I was like, that was insane. But
Yeah.
like, you need something like that in there to, like, I don't know, that just makes you like hate this villain. And it's like, I want to see them lose.
Yeah, and that's
And
and it's hard because in this one, you that villain is Nicholas Holt, who
yeah,
like he's very good in this role, but he also just like oozes charisma. You know what I mean? It's like he's charming, and you're like, it's hard to root against him a little bit for me.
yeah,
And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
but here he is being just an absolute tool, and you're like, like
yes,
I can get down with hating this guy, even though like he is like
yep,
still charming as Lex Luthor in
right.
like a weird way. And you're like,
Yeah,
why,
but
why?
that's I think yeah, and that's like Lex Luthor kind of has to be that way. He's supposed to be that charming tech, super evil genius kind of guy. But but yeah, no, he did great. It was really cool too, seeing like some of the Cleveland shots and
Oh
and
yeah.
all of that. So yeah, really really cool. That, and I think there was a few shots in like Cincinnati too. So.
The Hall
You know,
of Justice or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Those guys were
Yeah,
awesome
we
too. I
already talked
love.
about
We talked about that.
Guy
Yeah,
Gardner
Mister
as Green Lantern.
Mister
Terrific was
Terrific,
also good. Hot Girl
Hawk Girl. What's her name?
is Isabella Merced.
Isabella. Yeah, she's from Cleveland too. So I'm like,
Oh
oh, that's
really?
cool that she's like, yeah, in this. And then oh, what's the Element guy's name?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
I
don't
forgot. He has
Element Man.
yeah. I just call him Element Man. But I know
That
he has
was
a name. I
pretty.
think it starts with an M. That was
There's
cool.
that great line. Well, Mr. Terrific is so funny in this, and
Yeah.
then there's a few like great moments he has, like the "I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific," and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I was like, but but there's all yeah, he sees Element Man when he's like an octopus, he's like an squiggly man, and you're like,
Yeah.
what? But yeah, great. It's just a fun time.
Yeah.
Honestly, haven't seen like I haven't seen like a superhero movie at all that I've enjoyed that much like in the theater for many years.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm seeing it again later
Oh,
this
hell yeah,
week. But then, yeah, and then a few more weeks, we got Fantastic Four coming up. So
yeah,
I was actually more excited for that movie than
same.
the Superman movie. So I'm excited to see how well it does. It's honestly at this point, I'm like, it's kind of hard to, might be hard to beat that Superman movie, but they got a great cast for Fantastic Four.
And
So
You know, I love too the kind of, I don't know, not symbolism, but the moment that we're getting the Superman and Fantastic Four like reboots in the same year, because obviously these are like absolute classic, properties for these two different rival superhero stuff. But then they're also the ones from the 50s, like
Yeah.
these are the old like being rebooted, and it's like it's cool that we're getting like some classic stuff. And
Yep. Yeah, I was just gonna say, especially since these two franchise or these two like Superman and Fantastic Four movie wise have been kind of lackluster. Like Fantastic Four really
yeah,
haven't had like okay, the one in the 2000s was, I don't know, I haven't watched it in a
the
while,
first
but
one.
we'll say the last installments of these movies have not been the
Yeah.
greatest. Like Man of Steel is okay. I got to give that a rewatch, but I can never get over that tornado scene
Oh yeah.
with the dad. And then also
Well,
like,
that's actually
yeah,
one thing that just like a weird, nerd moment for my brain
yeah,
is you don't usually see. It's like classic Superman backstory that his dad is dead. Like that's his dad's supposed to die when he's a teenager, and like that's one of the
yeah.
things that makes him, But his dad's alive and well. And dude,
No, I
I
love
told
this
you, I
family,
texted you
man.
as soon as I saw it. I teared up a couple times watching this movie, and
Yeah,
one of those
yep,
scenes was when the dad's talking to him, and he's like, "You go make your like parents aren't supposed to tell you what to do," And it's like I was like,
yes.
"Fuck, this is like
That.
really
Mhm.
well written."
It was good. Yeah, that scene and actually the scene right before it when he's like laying in the bed or whatever, and his dad and his mom are at his side and they're like trying to make sure he's like okay
Hmm.
and stuff. And this was like right after he had like heard the message from his
Right.
like real parents, and it's like, yeah, those guys, they're not, these are his real parents right here. And
Right.
then at that in the end too, like where he's
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
show me the
That's
video
the
of his
other part too.
parents, and
Immediately, dude, I was
that
like,
was
it's like okay,
yeah,
okay, James Gunn, you've succeeded.
yeah,
I've cried twice in this movie.
yeah. I'll say yeah that part, and then also the part with and this was in the trailers too. I'm like I feel, and I kind of had a feeling like this is gonna be like gonna get me a little bit. But when the little kid lifts up the like Superman
Mm,
flag and he's like Superman, Superman,
yeah.
um, and there's a lot of symbolism and
Yeah.
that
No,
little
dude.
thing about stuff going on
I mean,
today, which was really cool to see in a movie. Like that takes balls to do that.
yeah,
So
and actually, that's I love that they did that and leaned into that is sweet. The one other person I wanted to talk about casting
mhm.
wise is the guy that plays. I gotta look up his name though, real quick.
Okay,
The other reporter. Oh
Jimmy
gosh,
Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen, the Jimmy Olsen actor,
Yeah,
is fantastic. It's
CEO
so funny.
sex.
Yeah, Skylar Gisondo, because he's also
Yeah.
in the Righteous Gemstone like
Hmm.
show, and I think he's
I've
in.
seen him in something else too. I've seen him in a few things. I feel
Yeah,
like.
he's been around, but because
Yeah.
he was the kid in the Andrew Garfield Spider Man, like he was Gwen Stacy's little brother, but like you would never
Okay.
recognize him.
Hmm.
But it's yeah, weird. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's really funny in the Righteous Gemstone show, and then it's like you can see in that show, he's like, okay, here's somebody that's like really funny, just like as a character actor that you can see him do more stuff, and I love that he's getting that chance in like this stage, and yeah, he's so good at like those moments where he's like his face expressions where you're like he's like like with
He's
the
like cringing. He's
yeah,
like,
it's just it works
uh,
very well as
yeah,
him as Jimmy
yeah.
Olsen.
Yeah, they had some nice like comedic relief, like the scenes with him, Crypto too. Crypto had some
Oh
really
yeah.
funny parts in there. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see it again. Yeah, I'm going with my dad, so I'm
Okay,
hoping
nice.
he'll like it too. But I think he will. So I feel like that was just
Dude,
like a
what do you think about
awesome time.
Miley Alcock's Supergirl coming in drunk as shit at the end of the
Oh
movie?
yeah, that was cool. That was
I
kind of wrapped up the like this isn't my dog. I'm just
Yeah,
watching
I
him.
just wondered because they've already said they're gonna make her movies like the one of the next one's coming out, and so it's like
Oh.
Okay, are we gonna have just party Supergirl? Like, is that gonna be the film? Like,
Yeah,
I'm kind of
just
about
gonna be
that,
doing
but
lines off people. Yeah.
but it's what it's
Well,
kind of
I'm sure
seemed
it'll
like.
be one of those. Yeah, I guess I could see the plot a little bit where she's like she goes too hard and people die or something, and or she has to start getting sober or something, and
Oh yeah,
actually start being a superhero kind of thing. But
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what that turns into.
Uh, have you seen her in House of the Dragon? Have you gotten to there yet? I know you were
No, I haven't
watching.
watched House of the Dragon yet.
Okay.
I just finished Game of Thrones, but yeah, I haven't watched House of the
It's
Dragon.
that's where she's only in the first few episodes of the first season because her character
Okay,
ages up and they recast it, her. But
gotcha.
but yeah, she's very good in that, and that's I saw a thing. It's like that's where James Gunn saw her and was like, she's who I want in the movie. So pretty
Yeah,
cool. But yeah, okay.
I still, yeah. We can move on. But yeah, awesome movie.
Yeah.
See Superman if you haven't already. But
While we're
yeah,
just talking about other movies that I want the people to see. I mean, that's a great pick. But I felt like I wanted to reach in and grab something a little different. So you got
okay,
your fun, uplifting movie. Let me hit you with the dose of cringe, and you're gonna be sitting there going, "Oh man, this is awkward." It's May December
yeah,
from 2023, directed by Todd Haynes. It stars Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore. Really interesting, weird movie about Julianne Moore's character was a teacher that slept with her high school student. Okay, or he might have even been
okay.
younger. He might have been a middle school student. Okay,
Oh God.
and she went to jail, and then
Mhm.
she's come out of jail and married the kid now as an adult. So he's like 20. He's like 22 and married to Julianne Moore, and she's like in her late
That's
40s,
insane.
which is a weird. That's the setup.
Yeah.
So now Natalie Portman's character, she's an actress going to play Julianne Moore in a movie they're making about that situation, and so she's
Mhm.
come and she's like staying with the family so she can like get into character and like get the vibe and like understand Julianne Moore, and it is very like there's this really intense, very almost camp, kind of interactions where they're going like, it's like, oh my goodness, like tension between these characters, and it's a little weird. Natalie Portman is a little weird, because she's like, I want to be you, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
then,
Method acting.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like, and the troubles that she gets into because of that. But yeah, very good movie with like kind of a weird story, but with obviously
That's
really good performances.
that's a crazy premise. I know. I remember that like comedy movie from the 2010s, the Adam Sandler one, that's my boy,
Oh
where it's
yeah.
like he like slept with, he was like in high school or middle school or something, so similar kind of thing, and he
Yeah.
slept with his teacher, or his teacher, yeah, and then his teacher got pregnant and they had a kid, and then so his kid is only like 10 years younger than him pretty much, or like in that same age. And yeah, that's also just a like, what the fuck.
Yeah, I
Like, were
mean,
you thinking?
it is a really weird, like, thing. And obviously, like, she went to jail, so then there's like that whole thing. And
Yeah.
but yeah, then like, there's all these scenes too where Natalie Portman is like goes to the place where they got caught, and like that kind of thing, and she's like
Hmm.
touching everything, and she's like, "Ooh," and you're like, oh my
does,
god,
does she start falling in love with the dude or
I don't
something?
know. I don't. It's
Okay,
not really
okay.
that level. I think
Mm,
she's approaching it as like I need to get into headspace as much as I can, and so she's trying to like,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, really cool,
I'll have to check that
kind of
out.
weird
That
movie.
sounds interesting. Yeah, that sounds like a unique one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I haven't watched like a really weird movie in a while, so yeah, I feel like that'd be good. But but yeah, is there any other new TV, new film
Uh,
outside of? I think we talked about. I know that Together movie's coming out
right.
later this month, but I think that's later in the month, so we can talk about that more once it
Yeah.
comes out, or we're
I
getting
mean,
there.
what do you think about the new Naked Gun movie with Liam Neeson?
Uh,
Do you have any interest in
well,
that? I mean,
nah, not really. I don't know. Like, I keep seeing the trailers everywhere, and It's got the oh, what's his name from? Did you watch the Cobra Kai show?
Yeah.
You ever watch that? It's got what is it, rattlesnake or scorpion? It's got scorpion in there,
Oh,
like the
okay. Yeah, yeah.
um, he's like the sidekick pretty much
Okay.
in this. So like I like him, so maybe I'm like, maybe I don't know. Liam Neeson though, I'm like,
I like Liam Neeson,
I like Liam Neeson. I like him.
and
I'm
he's
just
come
like I'm like
he it seems like it either is going to be like really terrible and like unfunny, or like it could be pretty funny. And I don't think it'll be average. It'll be either like terrible
yeah,
or good,
either or. Well, they got to lean into it. Naked Gun. They
It
went
well,
full Naked Gun. You got to. But it seems like from the trailer, they're trying to lean into it.
yeah.
So
And they got
uh,
Seth
they already.
MacFarlane in like I think
Oh,
he wrote it,
okay,
produced it.
okay,
So,
all right.
but
I might see it.
another
I don't
person
know.
that is like either it's funny or it's not funny at all. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, yeah. There's a joke in there I saw about my Browns.
oh
It's
yeah,
like, yeah, it's I can't remember the exact joke, but it's like, yeah, just
dude.
talk about how shit we are.
The
Yeah.
one joke I saw from the trailer before Superman that I was like, that is really funny. Is they're like crying in front of the portraits of their dads, you know,
Yes.
and it's like the three of them go down, and then the one dude's dad is O.J. Simpson, and he
Yeah.
goes nope, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good, but
Yeah, that's funny. That's good.
that's
I
comes
don't
out in a
know.
couple weeks though, so
Yeah, I guess I don't know if I like am interested enough to go see it in theaters,
yeah,
but maybe when it comes out to streaming, maybe I'll give it a watch. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool that they're doing it though. It's been a
yeah.
long time since
See,
the
no, I totally
these
agree with
ones.
the streaming thing. Like, if it was coming out on like Netflix or Amazon or something, I'd watch it the day it came out. I'd be like, oh
Yeah,
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 sign me
right,
up for
right.
this. But to go
Yeah, it
see
kind
in
of sucks. We have
theater,
to wait.
but,
Yeah, yeah, but
all right. Well,
all
tell
right.
me about some music.
Yes. So tomorrow, actually, Tuesday, I'm going to a concert. I'm seeing one of my favorite death metal bands at the moment, Blood Incantation. They released an album last year. I actually have it right
Oh hell
here
yeah! I
called
like this setup though. I like the
yeah,
album in the
yeah,
background.
yeah, absolute elsewhere. I got like some shelves. I got to get the shelves up there, but I've been too lazy. But yeah, these guys are really cool. Like I said, they're death metal, but they are very heavily influenced by like space rock and
Mm,
progressive rock. So like they're pretty much like death metal Pink Floyd. So you'll get these just like death metal passages, and then it'll like transition into this just like yeah, pretty much David Gilmour solo or whatever kind of like synthy cool thing.
hmm
But yeah, I really love this album. With the instrumentals, of course, but also the kind of the theme and messaging, and it's like super existential. Like my favorite line in there is, "All life is suffering that basks in nothingness." So just space and
mm.
the void of space. And then the next line is, "All life is temporary. What lasts is consciousness." So yeah, they kind of lean into that last line a lot about yeah, kind of evolving to that next state of consciousness.
Interesting.
And yeah, they have the really cool music video. So like this album is split into two parts. The first part's called "The Stargate," which kind of hints at the movie The Stargate. I've never watched it. It's like a '90s sci-fi movie,
Well,
but
yeah.
pretty
Is
much.
it like the
Um,
show Stargate?
uh,
Or is it
I
different?
don't know. I
Okay,
never watched the
I've seen
show
the
Stargate.
show, but I
Um,
haven't seen the movie.
okay, yeah, I know that in the movie though, it's like the Stargate is this like mechanical, like kind of like teleportation thing
Yeah.
that takes these humans to like this like other kind of universe or whatever, or other galaxy, and they go to this like kind of Egyptian kind of thing. So they kind of like tie into that. But the first half, they have like a 20-minute music video for the first half, and it's like really really cool. And then the second half is called "The Message," and yeah, so but yeah, good stuff. I'm seeing them tomorrow.
Oh,
And they
sweet.
also have a really good opening band called Kralis. So I've never seen them before either, and they're like a um, they're kind of like experimental metal with like some black metal stuff, but it's like a lot of synths and stuff. So that's like they're kind of similar in that sense that they kind of lean into different genres and stuff. Um, but yeah, really good album. Yeah, I gave it like 4.5 stars. I know it came out last year. I know I had it in my top five albums. So, um, but yeah, excited to see that. I think they're performing this whole album as well as the show. So I know they just did a show in like these like caverns in Tennessee,
Okay.
and it was
Oh,
just
yeah, the
I
caverns.
saw clips. Yeah, it looked really cool. I'm like, I didn't. I wish they had some of those in Ohio,
That's
but
so cool. I've only ever seen like country or blues bands play that place. So it's
yeah,
let's say like a metal band would be really cool there, I bet.
yeah. Sadly, it's just that like just like a bar or just a music venue in
Yeah.
like Cleveland area, but still should be really good. Um, but I also want to talk about briefly. So over this weekend, I was up at Kelly's Island, and they always have live music.
Okay.
And this one band we saw was called Parmageddon. I can't remember if I told you about the city of or no, not Cleveland, city of Parma
Yeah.
before. But yeah, my high school was in the city of Parma, so these guys were from there, and yeah, they were called Parmageddon. I was like, that's awesome. But they did like a lot of 70s, 80s, 90s music, mostly 90s. But you would have loved the 4 song stretch they did. They did 2 Cake songs and then 2 Weezer songs
That's awesome. That
all in a
is
row. I'm like,
that's
Ryan would
perfect.
have loved this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I've like really ever seen a band do like Cake songs, and they did 2 of them.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
like,
great.
this
What songs
is,
did they do? They did The Distance, I bet.
um, yeah, Distance and what's the other big one?
Love You Madly.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I just know it was like two. I know it was Distance and yeah, it was one of their other big songs.
Okay.
But and then Weezer was "Say It Ain't So" and "Buddy Holly." So
Okay.
2 of their other big songs as well. So, but I was like, yeah, this is freaking sweet. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out
Dude,
there
yeah,
really
that's
quick.
sweet. Some Parmageddon. Let's
Yeah,
get them
yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
They always have some good bands up there. Always have at least like one good rocking band up there every weekend.
Hmm.
So, um, but yeah, I think it was my first time seeing them because yeah, they usually cycle through bands too, like over the summer. So
Hmm.
like you might be able to catch the same band once or twice if you're there at the same time. Um, but yeah, and I guess we got some other new music coming out. I'll go through this really quick. Clips like legendary rap duo Pusha T and Malice. They just released their first album in forever together. I haven't listened to it yet. Been listening to other stuff, but I want to get to that.
Okay.
There's this really cool, little bit different, like electronic musician, Turquoise Death. They're from England, I think, but they do like a lot of like the drum and bass and like the
Okay.
stuff you'd like hear in like a video game with like the fast drums, but it's like
Yeah.
electronic music. So
I'm seeing some
there's
drum
like
and bass performers
yeah,
pretty soon, so we'll have to talk about
oh
that when that
yeah,
happens soon.
oh yeah. So it's really good stuff. I've listened to the album. I like it. It's like 7 songs. The last song is like 30 minutes long. Though I'm
Hell
like, what
yeah.
the fuck? Why is he
No,
make
that's
30
sweet.
minutes?
That is
That's
sweet.
insane. Yeah, and then I just found out really good like this band called Hell.
Hell.
You know Hell. You can imagine what they sound like.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, like super sludgy and doomy metal band. They just released an album, so I was kind of listening to
Okay.
that today. That was sounding filthy. And then uh, the Biebs,
The
Justin
Babes.
Bieber,
He's
just
back, baby.
released an album. Yes, with swag. I don't know. I don't know if I heard it's actually not terrible, but I'm just I don't know.
It's hard
I'm
though.
just not interested to listen.
It's hard
Yeah.
because he could just because he did so much from our youth that was not good. it is very hard.
Yes.
Even if it is a
Trauma.
good song, it's hard for me to be like, I'm listening to Justin Bieber. Even if it's good, like you know what I mean. There's just connotation, but
Yes. Yeah. It's not even, well, some of that it is his fault, but, I guess, I don't know. It's not his fault now, but
no.
um, I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe
he
we'll
could
see. We'll see next week.
he could rebrand and
Hmm.
be like, I'm not just Bieber anymore. Now I'm, you know, destroyer of the universe. And this is what,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Let's
fuck
do
yeah,
that.
I've been to that, but
Or yeah. Or his new album is called Swag. Do like Swagalicious or
oh
something.
God, that'd
Just
be
be like
terrible.
go camp, go like all camped
Well,
out.
like what's his name? Like Mark Wahlberg, right? Was it Marky Mark or yeah? So
Yeah.
he could do something like that, or just go Biebs, just be Biebs,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
Biebs. I'm cool with Biebs.
But
Biebs in the trap.
hell yeah,
uh, all right. Well, yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up music for
I
me.
gotta throw out
But
there.
yeah,
I know it
yeah.
because we talk about this band every week, and I gotta continue it.
Hmm.
The Tropical Folk Storm, they have a song I just discovered with Amyl and the Sniffers, which I've been listening to a lot of Amyl and Sniffers,
Hmm.
and it's very good. If you are like
Oh,
need to or into that you want to hear that sound, I've listened to so much Amyl and Sniffers lately because like
hmm.
they rule, and
I need to tap in. I've only listened to them a few times.
yeah.
I need to
They're
give them a
sweet. But yeah, they also
good
have a
deep
song
dive.
with Tropical Folk Storm because, of course, they're both Australian,
I'm
So
interested.
there you go. I did also want to
What
say
was? Yeah, was that a recent song or was that like a while
recent-ish. It
back?
was a while back,
Okay.
but yeah, I just wanted to
Okay.
share that since we talked about both of them before. But
Hmm.
also saw yesterday that it's happened. King Giz was hanging out with Billy Strings,
Yes.
and it seemed like they were just it was a brief interaction, but there
Yeah.
were photos of them hugging and stuff. It seemed like they were instantly pals. So hopefully, we
Yeah.
can get these guys in the booth.
Dude, that would be so cool. And yeah, it probably was just like a backstage kind of like just like meet up and like but we had like I think we've talked about it before, like Billy Strings had already made comments about
Yeah,
if there's one band he could jam with, it would be King Is. So yeah, they're both legends. So
I
it
mean,
would be
yeah,
really it'd be really cool if we could get like an actual release or something or some kind of like
dude.
collaboration. Um
Honestly, I mean, I would love if they did a full like collab, but what I really want is get him up on stage with them, and just give me the
yeah,
live recording of that because that's when he's at his best. That's when they sound really cool. And if you get me like a high quality version of him just like blasting, while on stage with them, because I've seen him before and he's so
yeah,
fun live. We didn't know he was gonna do what he did, and he comes out and just shredded for his whole time he's out there, like, and that's just what he does. It's so like that's the kind of energy I need on like King Giz
yeah.
performances.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Or it would be even cool if they did like some kind of tour together. I don't know how that would be a crazy mix. I don't know how they would do that, but I feel like we would be, get
Yeah.
tickets like
Oh,
right when they
yeah.
drop.
Well, and
Yeah.
there's more crossover than you would think. You know what I mean? They would definitely expand their genres to people that weren't familiar with each other a little bit, but
Yeah.
um, because they're both even though genre wise they might be different, they're both descendants of jam bands. Like
Yes.
so there is some. It does make sense. You know what I mean?
At the core,
Yeah,
there, and especially live too, like that's,
yeah.
you're going to expect something similar from both of those bands. So, um, but yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome news. That I was like, that made my day. I was like,
Yeah.
now we're
It's like
now we're
here we
cooking.
go. We've done it. Like we're almost there. Give us the next step, and we can move on from that chapter. But that's what I need to close it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
okay. Let's escape the atmosphere and talk
Hmm.
some space, please.
Let's do it. All right. Well, actually, I wanted to with a question for you, actually, just
Okay.
to see if this is see if you can get it right or if you can get close or whatever. But how from Earth, how far away do you think the center of the universe is, or is hypothesized to be?
Are we talking
Say
miles?
like say light years. Say like light years.
Okay.
That's a
No.
lot of miles,
Well,
but
I gotta tell
just
you,
you could just guess this.
I
You don't
have
even have
no concept of what how far a light year is. You know what I mean? So that would be the first problem. But I'm gonna say a gigaton of light years.
Well, I'm sorry I did this to you, but I actually I tricked you
No.
because there is no center of the universe,
Um.
and why this is true is because the universe is ever expanding. So there's never a true center as it is always growing and expanding. And how
No.
you can think
No.
of this?
No. 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 No.
Yes, yes,
If it's always growing, that doesn't mean there's not a center.
yeah, yes. There's not a true center. It's not like it's a sphere. It's like a big old blob that's like
Yeah, but
spreading
if it's
spreading across.
the middle's always gonna be the same,
But well, you got to think. This is how you have to think of it.
because things are moving
So
at different
say
speeds.
say you have a balloon. Say you have a balloon,
Yeah.
just not even inflated. So you got the skin of the balloon,
Hmm.
and say you put some dots all across the outside of the balloon, so on the surface of the latex or whatever. So that's where we are right now, and over time, the balloon is pretty much getting larger and larger. So the dots, which are galaxies, they're not actually moving, but the fabric between these dots are moving and expanding,
Okay,
and that represents.
but uh, there's still a center. You blow the balloon up. There's still a center. I
But
know
but
it's gonna
but
change, but
yeah, but the inside of the balloon, the air, that's not actually the universe. That doesn't the surface
oh,
of
I see what you're saying.
the surface of the
Interesting.
balloon is the universe. So and it's kind of like wraps itself
Hmm.
in it. It's like kind of like an infinite thing. So um, yeah, there's not like a true because it like kind of tricks you in thinking of it like as like a sphere or something like that, which has like a center.
Right.
But since it's like kind of
A cluster.
like an endless, yeah, like an endless kind of like loop, there's
It's
not like an
so
actual,
difficult to like picture that though because I mean like
yeah,
a galaxy I can see what a galaxy looks like in my head, you know what I mean? And then it's
yes,
hard to
yeah,
like expand that out even further,
right,
and to be like
right.
there's multiple of those.
Yes, yeah, and it's weird too because you say like the universe is expanding, but like when you think of expanding, you think of something like just like kind of growing, like
Yeah.
say outward or something like that. But in this case, it's things are actually moving away from each other. So, like, if you were to look at a galaxy or something, another galaxy, like you're actually able to see it. It's moving away from us, so it's not like staying in the same place. And that's actually not even the galaxy moving itself. It's the space in between galaxies pushing things apart from each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a big old, like you said, a big old cluster. So it's like not really. And I think the issue too is that the universe is not 3 dimensional; it's 4 dimensional.
Mm,
So in the fourth dimension is time. So we can't. It's not
right.
really like a 3 dimensional object always has a center, but a 4 dimensional object it doesn't really work that
I,
way because time is
yeah,
always
so I understand
space and time are the
kind of what
same.
we're saying with that, even
Hmm.
though it's like it's basically impossible to like picture, to like imagine
Yeah.
it. But even with that, right? With the time as like aspect, because obviously we are seeing what the light has carried to us, which is like from actually a long time ago, right? If we could teleport and get over there right
Hmm.
now, we'd be like, oh, it's not what it looks like to us. Uh,
Hmm.
that said, we are we not able to like hypothetically do math and be like, here's how far it is going to move, maybe, that kind of thing, and be like, just take it back and be like, here's the center based on what it could be if our math is right, or is it just
I guess
impossible?
yeah, I think it would just be impossible just because I think it's things are also not moving in the same direction as well. Things are just like kind of going all over the place. So it's not really like a uniform growth,
Okay,
I'd say.
fair enough.
So yeah, but I guess one thing you brought up was the you seeing the light, and another thing astronomers can do is getting gravitational waves, and usually they're able to get these gravitational like signals from huge events. So, for example, two black holes colliding and merging into one black hole. So that's what they use that to just learn more about black holes and other phenomena across the universe. And recently, they were actually able to they got the signal, and they were able to find that this is the largest black hole merger, or at least that humans have ever discovered, and it was pretty much broke all the rules of their model, because what they do is they take the gravitational waves, and they're able to pretty much they try to model like a black hole like collision or merging to pretty much replicate what those waves would be, the strength of those waves, at least in my understanding. And the strength of these waves pretty much like broke their model, and kind of changed how they are able to perceive how these black holes interact with each other, especially like large black holes, if they ever do kind of come together. It's a crazy, like, they have like videos of these like simulations of these models, and it's just like it kind of looks like the yin and yang
Mm.
kind of circle when they're like kind of spiraling around each other. It's really cool, but it's also like it's like insane to think of how like just like I don't even know. Like we couldn't even perceive how destructive of something like that is
Yeah,
with
it honestly, like, black holes are one of those just absolutely terrifying things in the world
yeah,
or in the universe, because like we don't know anything about them really. Like we see
yeah,
them, but we don't really know like
hmm
what they do for real, other than
yeah. Like where they go to,
if
what's
they if
beyond
yeah, like
the
what
yeah, right.
where they're just because
Is it a wormhole?
right,
Is it like take you other? And there's been countless movies and stuff, and even Superman had a
right,
black hole in there too, or a few two black holes.
right.
Um,
So it's something that's sci-fi is really interested in. But yeah, it's like
yeah,
it's just a scary thing. It's like, oh yeah, there's these little like you know storms basically, right, that are out there in space that just eat things, and they just sit there
yeah,
and eat everything, and
they devour.
eventually the sun that provides life to our planet will become one and eat us. And it's like, oh, wonderful!
Yeah,
Like this is perfect.
yep, yeah, yeah. So I've always been super fascinated with them, just like kind of like because they are just such a like they're the most destructive force in the universe that you could like think of, pretty much. But like you said, there's also a lot of mystery
Hmm.
behind them too. But it doesn't seem like we'll ever be able to crack the code, unless one was like right like like in our solar system or something, or nearby, that we could like do something with.
Yes.
And but I would be okay with that not happening.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, we're kind of at the mercy of wherever it is at that point. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that because
I
I
mean, that's
always
pretty
love
cool.
new discoveries are cool, and it seems like the past few weeks we've been getting some new discoveries. So even in the midst of losing funding and all that stuff, so
Hmm.
space is still going strong, which is cool to see in my book.
Hell yeah. And I'm excited to see that. Hopefully the black holes don't come eat us anytime soon. But yeah, it would be sick to let's send a shuttle into one and just see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll recreate that black hole movie from the '70s or whatever.
Oh, dude,
It's called Black
classic,
Hole.
classic movie.
Yeah,
with the robot.
It
What's
like
his
takes you to hell in that movie or something. It's
what? Oh,
crazy.
you, what? Yeah. What is
Yeah, it takes like the bad guys to hell.
what does the robot say? Um,
Oh,
because
I don't
it's
remember.
not because I want
Creeped me
to.
out as a kid.
Yeah, the same. I mean, I want to say it's the it's but not the Hal quotes because I'm like, what's the robot say?
Yeah.
Close the pod bay doors. That's Hal. So it's
Hmm.
like I can't do that.
Hmm.
Dave, I'm sorry, Dave. I cannot do that. But that's not the right movie. But
No, no. But yeah, that's a cult like space movie or whatever. That's
wow.
I rewatched it recently and I was like, a lot of this doesn't really seem right, but it's still fun time.
Yeah. The thing
Somewhat
is,
informative.
from sci-fi, so often we see stuff like Star Wars or Star or Star Wars stuff like that, like Firefly, which I know is basically Star Wars, but it's like where we have the space ships where like people are just like their cars basically or like buses, and like everyone just has one. They're flying around all casual,
Yeah.
but I think realistically the we're way more likely to go the Star Trek route where it's like all the space stuff is military or like it's government organized. It's like you don't just have people
Yep.
flying around. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, they just did a big I didn't put this in here, but I think I just saw the Space Force just got a ton of money to make this new like military space plane or whatever. So, yeah, I would agree with you on that because that's where all the money's at,
I mean,
like
I mean, just simple. It's just they're so expensive. It really seems insane that they're ever going to be cheap enough to have just like recreational use for like
mhm.
flying through space, which I get maybe the billionaires can do it, but
Yeah,
the
but
regular
us
folks
common folk probably
probably
not.
not.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd
Sad.
have to enlist. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, yeah, I think that wraps up my space section for this week.
Perfect. Well then,
Yeah.
thanks to everyone for listening. Hope you have a super week and it's not too cold, but it's cold in the right ways. And cold Palmer. And
Hope
and
I-
yeah, you have a good one. Thanks for listening, everybody, and cheers.
Cheers, everyone.